Question number 1. There were 20 tables and 13 tables are sold. Find the percentage of sold tables. Great thinking. 65% is the right choice. Question number 2. Find selling price. A shopkeeper bought a table for £100,000 and sold at profit of 25%. Excellent. £50 is a brilliant choice. Question number 3. In a box of 48 oranges, 1 in every 6 oranges are rotten. How many oranges are rotten? Excellent choice. 8 is the right answer. Question number 4. An article was purchased for rupee 100 and sold for rupee 120. What is the profit? Tuti is the answer. Question number 5. The cost of a book marked at rupee 190 after paying a sales tax of 2% is rupee 192. Smart pick. False is the correct choice. Question number 6. The compound interest on rupee 5,000 at 8% PA for 2 years compounded annually is. Valid point. Rupee 8350 is true. Question number 7. A car is traveling 150 miles in 5 gallons of gas. What is the car's miles per gallon? Solid response. 30 miles per gallon is a valid choice. Question number 8. A car goes 50 miles in 40 minutes. What is the speed of the car in miles per minute? Sharp thinking. 1.25 miles per min is the right choice. Question number 9. If the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other at right angles, it will be a... You chose rhombus, and it is correct. Question number 10. A shopkeeper buys an article for Rs 60 and sells it for Rs 70. What is his profit? Nice work. You chose 10, and it is correct. Question number 11. A cricket bat was purchased for 800 and was sold for 1600. Then profit earned is? Correct response. 100% is the most accurate answer. Question number 12. What would be the sale price of a bag marked as rupee 300 if the discount is 20%? Exactly. Rupee 240 makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 13. Mrs. Simpson's class has 10 girls and 15 boys. What is the ratio of girls to boys? Nicely done. 10 to 15 is a solid answer. Question number 14. What should be the rate of interest per annum if interest is calculated quarterly? You got it. Your choice, reduced to 1/4, is right. Question number 15. An item marked at 80/40 is sold for 714. What is the discount and discount percentage? Well picked. Discount equal to 1.66, discount percent equal to 15% is the correct answer. Question number 16. Out of 40 students, 25% passed in a class. How many students did actually pass? Great job. 10 is the accurate answer. Question number 17. The ages of father and son are 45 years and 10 years. The ratio of their ages is? Nice selection. 9:2 is the correct and valid answer. Question number 18. In an example of Haldiram Sev packet sold at Jiomart, what was discount offered? Well done. 12% is the right choice. Question number 19. There are 20 boys and 15 girls in one class. What is the ratio of boys and girls? Right choice. 4:3 is the best answer. Question number 20. In what time will Rs 1600 amount to Rs 1768 at 6% per annum simple interest? Good job. Your answer 1 year 9 months works well here. Question number 21. If Alex can do 15 jumping jacks in 20 seconds, how many can he do in 2 minutes? Well reasoned. 90 jumping jacks is the correct choice. Question number 22. If one student got 18 marks in the exam, how much will the percentage marks be? On track. 75% is the correct answer. Question number 23. A relationship between two quantities and a constant, where y equal tox. Smart move. Proportional is an accurate answer. Question number 24. Find the rate of sales tax if an article marked at as 5,000 is sold for as 5,200. You're right. 4% is the correct answer. Question number 25. Two successive discount of 20% and 15% is equivalent to a single discount of. Strong choice. 32% is the right answer. Question number 26. Saroj purchased a fan for Rs 1,000 and sold it for as well 100. What is her profit? Perfect. 200 Rs is the correct choice. Question number 27. What sum will amount to Rs 4,590 at 12% per annum simple interest in 3 years? Correct. Rs 375 is the right answer. Question number 28. Find the C paid when a sum of 10 zalazin is invested for 2 years at 9% annually. Right again. Len 1881 is a valid answer. Question number 29. What rate gives rupee 280 as interest on a sum of rupee 56,000 in 2 years? Good thinking. 0.25% is the right answer. Question number 30. Sapna purchased a cycle for Rs 1,000 and sold it for Rs 1,200. Find her gain percent. Clear logic. Your choice 20% is sound and 100% true. Question number 31. Out of 30 students in a class, 9 are girls. What is the percentage of girls? Valid point. 30% is true. Question number 32. The interest on a sum of rupee 2,500 for 4 years at the interest rate 4% is. Right again. 400 is a valid answer. Question number 33. 72% of 25 students are interested in studies. How many are not interested? Great thinking. 28% is the right choice. Question number 34. At what rate percent per annum will Rs 1650 amount to Rs 2046 in 3 years? Strong choice. 8% is the right answer. Question number 35. Out of 40 children in a class, 10 are boys. What is the percentage of boys? Great job. 25% is the accurate answer. Question number 36. What does the letter represent in the formula for interest calculation? Good job. Your answer time works well here. Question number 37. Out of 32 students, 8 are absent. What percent of the students are present? You're right. 75% is the correct answer. Question number 38. Compound interest is the interest calculated on the previous year's amount. Correct. True is the right answer. Question number 39. List all the classifications of numbers that apply to the real number. 18/6. On track. Rational integer is the correct answer. Question number 40. The angles of a triangle are in the ratio 1, 1, 2. What is the largest angle? Good thinking. 90 degrees is the right answer. Question number 41. An article costing rupee 1,400 was sold for rupee 1,050. Percent loss is. You chose 25%, and it is correct. Question number 42. Amount received on Rs 3,000 for 2 years at the rate of 11% per annum is. Well done. Rs 3660 is the right choice.
Question number 43. At what rate percent per annum will rupee 4,500 amount to fee 715 in 3 years?
Solid response. 9% PA is a valid choice. Question number 44. A t-shirt bought for rupee 120 is sold at rupee 100. Loss percent will be. Excellent. 53% is a brilliant choice. Question number 45. In mathematics, dash indicates how many times one number contains another. Smart move. Ratio is an accurate answer.
Question number 46. The sum which will earn simple interest rupee 126 in 2 years at 14% PA is.
Well picked. Rupee 450 is the correct answer. Question number 47. An item marked at Rs 800 is sold at Rs 600. What is the discount given? Sharp thinking. Rs 200 is the right choice. Question number 48. The interest on Rs 30,000 for 3 years at the rate of 15% per annum is. Excellent choice. Rs 3,500 is the right answer. Question number 49. What is the interest calculated on the previous year's amount known as? Or. Well reasoned. Compound interest is the correct choice. Question number 50. The marks in a test decreased from 40 to 30. The percentage decreases. Nice selection. 40% is the correct and valid answer. Question number 51. On which of the following profit percent or loss percent is calculated? Exactly. Cost price makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 52. Comparison of two quantities of same kind with same unit is called dash. You got it. Your choice ratio is right. Question number 53. A comparison of two measures where the second measure has a value of 1. Nicely done. Unit rate is a solid answer.
Question number 54. A ratio whose two quantities are whole numbers with no common factors.
Correct response. Simplified ratio is the most accurate answer. Question number 55. Find the compound interest on Rs 24,000 at 15% per annum for 2 years. Bravo. Rs 7740 is the answer. Question number 56. There are 4 birds and 6 snakes. What is the ratio of birds to snakes? Perfect. 4b6 is the correct choice. Question number 57. Out of 40 students in a class, 25% passed. How many students passed? Right choice. 10 is the best answer. Question number 58. If cost price is greater than the selling price, then you have a dash. Clear logic. Your choice loss is sound and 100% true. Question number 59. An item was bought at Rs 250 and sold at Rs 300. Find loss percentage. Nice work. You chose 20% and it is correct. Question number 60. A relationship between one part of the whole and the whole is a dash. Smart pick. Part to whole ratio is the correct choice. Question number 61. If loss equal to Rs 20 and CP equal to Rs 500, then find percentage of loss on SB. On track. 4.17% is the correct answer. Question number 62. What is the selling price of an item added to the value of the bill? Smart pick. Sale price is the correct choice. Question number 63. When two ratios are equivalent, then the 4 quantities are in dash. Great job. Proportion is the accurate answer. Question number 64. There are 100 voters. 50 of them votes yes. What percent voted yes? Correct response. 50% is the most accurate answer.
Question number 65. Find the loss of an item that cost rupee 190 and sold for rupee 175.
Solid response. Rupee 15 is a valid choice. Question number 66. Fractions are converted to dash by multiplying the fraction with 100. Excellent choice. Percentage is the right answer. Question number 67. What is the interest calculated on the amount of the previous year? Bravo! Compound interest is the answer. Question number 68. A sum of Rs 1600 at 5% PA compound interest amount to Rs 1764 in? Strong choice. 2 years is the right answer. Question number 69. Which of the following rational numbers is equal to its reciprocal? Well reasoned. 1 is the correct choice. Question number 70. If 78% of the total is 156 marks, find the total marks in the test. Good thinking. 200 is the right answer. Question number 71. The cost of 3 envelopes is rupee 15. Find the cost of 5 envelopes. Right choice. Rupee 25 is the best answer. Question number 72. What are the total number of parts in the following ratio? 3:5. 21. Clear logic. Your choice 29 is sound and 100% true. Question number 73. An item marked at Rs 840 is sold for Rs 714. The discount percent is? Valid point. 15% is true. Question number 74. The CI. On rupee 2000ers at 10% rate of interest PA for 2 years is? You chose rupee 420, and it is correct. Question number 75. In a class of 45 students, 40% are girls. Find the number of boys. Right again. 27 is a valid answer.
Question number 76. Find the missing value to make the ratios of proportion of 3 equal to 2:6.
Nice work. You chose 1, and it is correct.
Question number 77. The cost of form of cloth is as 40. Find the cost of naim of cloth.
Exactly. Rupee 90 makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 78. If a car travels 300 miles in 5 hours, what is its average speed? Sharp thinking. 60 is the right choice. Question number 79. Write the ratio as a fraction in simplest form, 15 girls to 6 boys. Good job. Your answer 5/2 works well here. Question number 80. Find the simple interest on Rs 1000 for 2 years at 8% per annum. Nicely done. Rs 160 is a solid answer. Question number 81. In a class of 10 boys and 14 girls, the ratio of girls to boys is? Excellent. 7/5 is a brilliant choice. Question number 82. The method of comparing quantities using division is called dash. Well done. Ratio is the right choice. Question number 83. How much is simple interest if P equal to Rs 50,000 equal to 10% PAT equal to 2 years? Well picked. Rs 10,000 is the correct answer. Question number 84. The cost of 8 pencils is rupee 10. Find the cost of 20 pencils. You're right. Rupee 25 is the correct answer. Question number 85. Calculates SP if CP is rupees 3,400 and profit is rupees 400. You got it? Your choice 3,800 is right. Question number 86. The extra money created on the money borrowed is called the dash. Perfect. interest is the correct choice.
Question number 87. State true or false. Profit equal to selling price cost price.
Great thinking. True is the right choice. Question number 88. Find the selling price when cost price equal to Rs 2475, loss equal to 8%. Correct, Rs 2277 is the right answer.
Question number 89. If P equal to Rp 5,000, T equal to 1, A equal to 15%, what will be simple interest?
Smart Move 750 is an accurate answer. Question number 90. Find the marked price when discount equal to 15% and SP equal to as 1020. Nice selection. Rs 1200 is the correct and valid answer. Question number 91. CP equal to Rs 8,000, SP equal to Rs 5,000. Find whether it's profit or loss. Well picked. Rs 3,000 loss is the correct answer. Question number 92. The profit and loss percentage is always calculated on dash. Good job. Your answer CP works well here. Question number 93. Percent is derived from Latin word percenta meaning dash. Right again. Per hundred is a valid answer. Question number 94. What is the interest paid by people when they borrow money? Well reasoned. Compound interest is the correct choice. Question number 95. Find SP. If MP is rupee 480 and discount is rupee 2.5%.
Clear logic. Your choice rupee 468 is sound and 100% true.
Question number 96. If the time is given in months, you must first dash by 12. Smart pick. Divide is the correct choice. Question number 97. Discount is a reduction given on cost price of an article. Exactly. False makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 98. The cost of 6 books is Rs 90, then the cost of 8 books is. Perfect. 120 is the correct choice. Question number 99. Which of the following is the decimal equivalent of 15%? Valid point with seam is true. Question number 100. 6 balls cost rupee 90. Then the cost of 30 such balls is. Excellent. 450 rupee is a brilliant choice.
Question number 101. 6 bowls cost rupee 90. What will be the cost of 10 bowls?
Correct response. 150 is the most accurate answer. Question number 102. What is the type of tax included in the prices known as? Well done. Value-added tax is the right choice. Question number 103. A lamp was sold for rupee 315 after a 10% loss. CP is. Strong choice. Rupee 350 is the right answer. Question number 104. If 40% of a number is 60, which number is that number? You're right. 150 is the correct answer. Question number 105. Determine if the ratios are proportional. 0.45 and 15p20. On track. No is the correct answer. Question number 106. Dash is a pair of numbers written to make comparisons. Sharp thinking. Ratio is the right choice. Question number 107. Find rate of interest with Q P equal to 1550, T equal to 3 years, C equal to 930. Nice selection. 20% is the correct and valid answer. Question number 108. What is the price at which you sell an item known as? Solid response. Selling price is a valid choice. Question number 109. Find the whole quantity if 70% 0 if it is 14 minutes. Right choice. 20 minutes is the best answer.
Question number 110. From which language did the word percent originate?
Correct. Latin is the right answer.
Question number 111. 88 students in 4 classes show many students per class.
Great thinking. 22 students per class is the right choice.
Question number 112. Which of the following is the simplest form of 20%?
Bravo. 1 to 5 is the answer.
Question number 113. VAT is always calculated on which of the following?
Great job. Selling price is the accurate answer.
Question number 114. Find one equivalent ratio for 1530 using division.
Good thinking. 10 is the right answer.
Question number 115. Distribute and select the correct answer. 5.
Excellent choice. 5x plus 35 is the right answer.
Question number 116. Write a Pythagorean triplet whose one member is 18.
Nicely done. 18, 80, 82 is a solid answer.
Question number 117. If 25% of a number is 25, then the number is dash.
Smart move. 100 is an accurate answer.
Question number 118. The buying price of any item is known as its dash.
You got it. Your choice cost price is right.
Question number 119. Write the ratio in simplest form. 20 weeks, 14 days.
Nice work. You chose 10 weeks, 7 days, and it is correct.
Question number 120. A comparison of two objects using multiplication.
You chose multiplicative comparison, and it is correct.
Question number 121. Percentage profit or loss is always calculated on.
Great job. CP is the accurate answer.
Question number 122. If 10% of a quantity is 5 kgs, then 40% of it is?
Great thinking. 20 kg is the right choice. Question number 123. What is the reduction given on the marked price?
Excellent. Discount is a brilliant choice.
Question number 124. The ratio of 10 kVs per hour to 30 kms per hour is?
Good thinking. 1-3 is the right answer. Question number 125. An article was sold at was 0.5 at a loss of 14%. Excellent choice. Ask 58139 is the right answer. Question number 126. Find principal. R equal to 15%, T equal to 2 years, C equal to 300. Right choice. 1000 is the best answer. Question number 127. Convert the following ratio into percentage 115.
Nice selection. 20% is the correct and valid answer. Question number 128. The money you borrow or invest is called dash.
You chose principal, and it is correct. Question number 129. Find the profit. CP equal to rupee 120, SP equal to rupee 180.
Smart move. Rupee 60 is an accurate answer.
Question number 130. If CP is more than 6p, there will be a profit. Clear logic. Your choice false is sound and 100% true. Question number 131. If 60% of x is 1200, then the value of x is?
On track. 2000 is the correct answer.
Question number 132. What is cost of 10 of kasar if AG cost us 40? Perfect. Ask 50 is the correct choice. Question number 133. What is the buying price of any item known as? You got it. Your choice cost price is right. Question number 134. If 90% of x is 315 kamat, t hen the value of x is 350 kanems is true.
Question number 135. How can fractions be converted to percentages? Strong choice. Multiply by 100 is the right answer.
Question number 136. The single number representation of the ratio. Bravo. Value of the ratio is the answer. Question number 137. Interest on res 0.1 to 1,000 for 1 month. 10% PA is. Correct response. Rs 100 is the most accurate answer. Question number 138. Which number is the biggest? Smart pick. 100 is the correct choice.
Question number 139. Find C on 2600 for 2 years at 10% per annum.
Correct. 2646 is the right answer.
Question number 140. What is equivalent to 10 in 20?
Sharp thinking. 100. 200 is the right choice. Question number 141. Dash are explained majorly based on fractions. Good job. Your answer ratio and proportion works well here. Question number 142. How many different ways can you write a ratio? Well done. 3 is the right choice.
Question number 143. An equation stating that two ratios are equal.
Nice work. You chose proportion and it is correct. Question number 144. Which number below is greater than 458, 347? Right again. 510 to 180 is a valid answer. Question number 145. If x 12, 8, 32 are in proportion, then x is? You're right. 3 is the correct answer. Question number 146. You can write ratios in dash different ways. Nicely done. 3 is a solid answer. Question number 147. The gain percent or loss percent is always calculated on. Well picked. CP is the correct answer. Question number 148. Convert 250% into fraction in simplest form. Exactly. 5k2 makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 149. Speed is directly proportional to distance. Well reasoned. True is the correct choice. Question number 150. Percentage is derived from the Latin word. Solid response. By 100 is a valid choice. Question number 151. The fraction 2 part 5 converted to percentages. Clear logic. Your choice 40% is sound and 100% true.
Question number 152. When principal rate and time are the same? Solid response. UCS is a valid choice.
Question number 153. Ratio of 425 converted to percentages. Nice selection. 16% is the correct and valid answer. Question number 154. What percentage of 32 is 8 equal to 8? On track, 25% is the correct answer. Question number 155. Find 5% of whole quantity is 125 liters.
Well picked. 2500 is the correct answer.
Question number 156. The simple interest is calculated as. Well done. C equal to 100 is the right choice. Question number 157. Convert the given percent to decimal. 40%. Excellent. 0.4 is a brilliant choice. Question number 158. Find that the ratio of 50 pays to rupees. You chose 1, 10. And it is correct. Question number 159. Write equivalent rational number for 2 under 3.
Smart pick. 1 towards 18 is the correct choice.
Question number 160. Convert the decimal 0 and 6 into percentage.
You got it. Your choice 6% is right.
Question number 161. Find time at P equal to 15,000, R equal to 15%, C equal to 450.
Right again. 0.2 years is a valid answer.
Question number 162. Discount is always calculated over dash.
Sharp thinking. MESP is the right choice.
Question number 163. Profit and loss are always calculated on.
Good job. Your answer cost price works well here.
Question number 164. 80% as fraction in its lowest term is.
Exactly. 4p5 makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 165. What is the decimal equivalent of 25%?
Strong choice. 0.25 is the right answer.
Question number 166. If CP equal to as 120 and loss equal to as 10, SP equal to?
Nicely done. 110 is a solid answer.
Question number 167. What is the formula for profit and loss?
Correct. Both A and B is the right answer.
Question number 168. Buying price plus overhead expenses equal to dash.
Bravo. Cost price is the answer.
Question number 169. 15% of total is 300 kilograms. Find the total.
Valid point. 2000 clause is true.
Question number 170. 40% of is equal to.
Nice work. You chose 16 and it is correct.
Question number 171. Profit loss are always depends on dash.
You're right. Cost price is the correct answer.
Question number 172. P equal to as 400, R equal to 8% CI for 1 year.
Smart move. 3200 is an accurate answer.
Question number 173. Number of years equal to number of days, a 365.
Good thinking. True is the right answer.
Question number 174. What is 7.25% converted to a decimal?
Right choice. Well, 725 is the best answer.
Question number 175. How many diagonal does a decagon have?
Perfect. 35 is the correct choice.
Question number 176. 14 could not be which type of number?
Correct response. Whole is the most accurate answer.
Question number 177. Convert the ratio in percentages 3-4.
Excellent choice. 75% is the right answer.
Question number 178. Find the percentage of 75 out of 150.
Well reasoned. 50% is the correct choice.
Question number 179. Find the ratio of 20 days to 48 hours.
Great thinking. 10-1 is the right choice.
Question number 180. The ratio of 15 days to 72 hours is.
Great job. 5-1 is the accurate answer.
Question number 181. Profit and loss is measured on what?
Well done. Cost price is the right choice.
Question number 182. If 4x 12, m 15, find the value of x.
Sharp thinking. X equal to 5 is the right choice.
Question number 183. Find the ratio of R's 5 to 50 pays.
Great job. 10-1 is the accurate answer.
Question number 184. The ratio of 50 pays to res 1 is.
Well reasoned. 1Q2 is the correct choice.
Question number 185. Which ratio is equivalent to 5 to 4?
Smart move. 25 to 20 is an accurate answer.
Question number 186. Which ratio is smaller, 9, 10, or 2, 5? You're right. 10 is the correct answer. Question number 187. What is the ratio of 15 out of 50? You chose 310, and it is correct. Question number 188. If the B and C or D are equivalent, then? Nice selection. A, B, C, D is the correct and valid answer. Question number 189. If CP is P, then a profit is made. Perfect. True is the correct choice. Question number 190. 49% plus X equal to 100%. Excellent. 51% is a brilliant choice. Question number 191. The ratio over 10 to 50 pays is? Nice work. You chose 20 and it is correct. Question number 192. On what a discount is calculated? Bravo. MP is the answer. Question number 193. Divide 36 hours in the ratio 5:4. Good thinking. 20 hours, 16 hours is the right answer. Question number 194. The symbol used for proportion is? Exactly. Makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 195. 40% is 200. Find the total value. Smart pick. 500 is the correct choice. Question number 96. Ratios that have the same value. Valid point. Equivalent ratios is true. Question number 197. The ratio of 50 pays to 1 rupee? Correct. 1:2 is the right answer. Question number 198. If 20% of X is 25, then find X. Great thinking. 125 is the right choice. Question number 199. The percentage of ratio 2:3 is? Good job. Your answer 66.66% works well here. Question number 200. Sign of ratio and proportion is? Strong choice is the right answer. Question number 2 and 1. Convert 333% into a fraction. Correct response. 333 or 1,000 is the most accurate answer. Question number 2 and 2. Ratio of 30 days to 36 hours is? You got it. Your choice 21 is right. Question number 2 and 3. The ratio of 10 mem to 10 km is? Well picked. 41,000 is the correct answer. Question number 204. Which is not equivalent to 3 5s? Right choice. 2128 is the best answer. Question number 2 and 5. What is the ratio of 8 and 12? Nicely done. 2:3 is a solid answer. Question number 26. Ratio of rupee 5 to 500 pays? Excellent choice. 1:1 is the right answer. Question number 207. Percent is represented by dash. Clear logic. Your choice percent is sound and 100% true. Question number 208. The formula to find profit is? Solid response. SPCP is a valid choice. Question number 209. Convert 15% into decimal form. On track. 0.15 is the correct answer. Question number 210. The ratio of 1 km and 500 is? Right again. 2:1 is a valid answer. Question number 211. Find the ratio of 2 kg to 200 grams. Correct response. 10:1 is the most accurate answer. Question number 212. Express 1/3 to 5 as a percentage. Excellent. 6% is a brilliant choice. Question number 213. Divide 720 kg in the ratio 5:3. Great thinking. 450 kgs is the right choice. Question number 214. Convert 0.75 to a percentage.
Nicely done. 75% is a solid answer.
Question number 215. Find the ratio of 600 to 5 kg. Excellent choice. 35 is the right answer. Question number 216. What is 0.25 as a percentage? Well reasoned. 25% is the correct choice. Question number 217. The ratio of 6 kg to 400 g is? Correct. 15A1 is the right answer. Question number 218. For profit, which one is true? You got it. Your choice PCP is right. Question number 219. Express 12% in decimal form. You're right. 0.12 is the correct answer. Question number 220. What is the formula of loss? Strong choice. CPSP is the right answer. Question number 221. If 90% of x is 216, find x. On track. 240 is the correct answer. Question number 222. The ratio of 3m to 60 cm is?
Great job. 5Q1 is the accurate answer.
Question number 223. What percent of 1 plus 7 is 2 to 35? Valid point. 40% is true. Question number 224. 25% of what quantity is 20? Well picked. 80 is the correct answer. Question number 225. What percent of 400 is 1200? Well done. 300 is the right choice. Question number 226. Convert 3.4 into percentage. Nice selection. None is the correct and valid answer. Question number 227. 4 numbers in proportion are? Bravo. 1, 3, 4, 12 is the answer. Question number 228. What is 75% as a fraction? Sharp thinking. 3/4 is the right choice. Question number 229. Discount is always given on. Exactly. Mr. P makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 230. Express 35% as a fraction. Smart move. 2p5 is an accurate answer. Question number 231. What is equivalent to 5/15?
Solid response. 2060 is a valid choice.
Question number 232. What is 60% as a decimal? You chose 0.6, and it is correct. Question number 233. What number is 20% of 35? Clear logic. Your choice 7 is sound and 100% true. Question number 234. The percentage of 1/4 is? Good job. Your answer 45% works well here. Question number 235. What percent of 450 is 54? Right choice. 12 is the best answer. Question number 236. A value that does not vary. Nice work. You chose constant and it is correct. Question number 237. If 20% of x equal to 80, then x equal to? Right again. 400 is a valid answer. Question number 238. Convert 45.6 into percent. Perfect. 4560% is the correct choice. Question number 239. 1 per 740 is 74. Good thinking. False is the right answer. Question number 240. What is the unit of ratio? Smart pick. No unit is the correct choice. Question number 241. 9 is 25% of what number? Good job. Your answer 36 works well here. Question number 242. The ratio 3/8 is equal to? On track.
37.5% is the correct answer.
Question number 243. Which comparison is true? Excellent. 3/4 74% is a brilliant choice.
Question number 244. Express 25 into percent.
Correct response. 40% is the most accurate answer.
Question number 245. 5% of x is 30, then x is... Well done. 600 is the right choice. Question number 246. Simplest form of 125, 1000. Nice work. You chose 1 quotate and it is correct. Question number 247. Is this 20 is equal to 310?
Right choice. True is the best answer.
Question number 248. Increased by 10% is 360. Perfect. False is the correct choice.
Question number 249. Amount equal to principal plus the dash. Excellent choice. Interest is the right answer.
Question number 250. Find 12% of rupee 1200.
Good thinking. 144 is the right answer.
Question number 251. Is 20% of it, what is it?
Right again. 2000 is a valid answer.
Question number 252. Write 9010 as a decimal.
Great thinking. 0.9 is the right choice.
Question number 253. What is 80% of Ras 200?
Nice selection. Rs 160 is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 254. How much is 72% of 25?
Sharp thinking. 18 is the right choice.
Question number 255. The ratio 3/8 equal to 37.5%.
You're right. True is the correct answer.
Question number 256. Rupee 40 is to 40 paise.
Solid response. 101 is a valid choice.
Question number 257. Evaluate 20% of 400.
120 is the answer.
Question number 258. 5% of 1 hour is dash.
Well reasoned. 3 minutes is the correct choice.
Question number 259. The percentage of 2 key 5.
Nicely done. 40% is a solid answer.
Question number 260 in percentage will be...
Strong choice. 9% is the right answer.
Question number 261. What is 75% of 1 quaj?
You got it. Your choice 750G is right.
Question number 262. Write 2p5 as percent.
Exactly. 40% makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 263 is equivalent to 5%.
You chose true, and it is correct.
Question number 264. What is 30% of 80?
Clear logic. Your choice 24 is sound and 100% true.
Question number 265. Show of 3 km to 3 injiment.
Valid point. 10 to 1 is true.
Question number 266. What is 20% of 75?
Well picked. 15 is the correct answer.
Question number 267. What is 25% of 500?
Smart pick. 125 is the correct choice.
Question number 268. Da means per 100.
Great job. Percent is the accurate answer.
Question number 269. Find 1% of 1 hour.
Smart move. 36 seconds is an accurate answer.
Question number 270. We have loss when?
Correct. CP Tospi is the right answer.
Question number 271. Find 3% of 125.
Right again. 4.375 is a valid answer.
Question number 272, 20% of 700 meves.
Nice work. You chose 140 mem and it is correct.
Question number 273, 4% equal to dash, dash.
You chose 316 and it is correct. Question number 274% of Rs 360 is?
Excellent choice. Rs 108 is the right answer.
Question number 275. Find 25% of 1 ficule.
On track. 37.5 is the correct answer.
Question number 276, 12% of 120 is?
Nice selection. False is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 277. 25% of 800 grams.
Strong choice. 200G is the right answer.
Question number 278, percentage means?
You got it? Your choice per 100 is right.
Question number 279, in percentage is?
Well reasoned. 75% is the correct choice.
Question number 280, CP equal to MEM discount?
Correct response. False is the most accurate answer.
Question number 281, SP equal to C.P plus loss.
Smart pick. False is the correct choice.
Question number 282. What do MP mean?
Great job. Marked price is the accurate answer.
Question number 283. As a percent is?
Solid response. 2% is a valid choice.
Question number 284, 75% of 1 kg is?
Well picked. 750G is the correct answer.
Question number 285, 25% of 150 is? Smart move. 37.5 is an accurate answer. Question number 286, 2% is dash.
Great thinking. 50% is the right choice.
Question number 287, cost price equal to?
Sharp thinking. Selling press profit is the right choice.
Question number 288, 35%.
Well done. 350G is the right choice.
Question number 289, 10% of 5 is?
You're right. 0.5 is the correct answer.
Question number 290 is equal to?
Excellent. 520% is a brilliant choice.
Question number 291 as percent?
Valid point. 324% is true.
Question number 292 in percent?
Correct. 60% is the right answer.
Question number 293, 30% of cis?
Bravo 1.8 is the answer.
Question number 294, discount equal to?
Clear logic. Your choice marked price. Selling price is sound and 100% true.
Question number 295, amount equal to?
Right choice. Principal plus interest is the best answer.
Question number 296, profit equal to?
Nicely done. SPCP is a solid answer.
Question number 297 of 50 kalem?
Good thinking. 60 carers is the right answer.
Question number 298 equal to dash?
Exactly. 18,000 makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 299. Loss equal to?
Perfect. CPSP is the correct choice.
Question number 300, n equal to?
Good job. Your answer time period works well here.
Question number 301. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
Correct response. Contact Narayan Chang
on Facebook is the most accurate answer.